What if your mother loved you deeply and still left you emotionally alone? There was a woman who came to me. She said, my mother was always there. She cooked, she worked, she sacrificed everything. But I cannot remember a single time when I cried and she stayed. She said to me, don't get me wrong, she didn't leave the room, but she left. And this woman, strong, successful, a grown woman, was still waiting for her mother to come back. Welcome back. My name is Lady Divine Essence, a certified wellness coach. And today we are going to sit with something that many women have never had the language for. We are going to talk about what it means when your mother could not hold space for you, what that created inside of you, and how you begin to heal from it. Not by waiting for her to change, but by learning to hold yourself. People say hold in space all the time, but I want to make sure you understand exactly what I mean when I use those words. Hold in space means to remain emotionally present with another person's experience without abandoning, without fixing, without minimizing, without making it about yourself. It looks like this: listening without being interrupted, staying present when someone is hurting, allowing emotions without punishment, not rushing someone out of pain. Holding space means your emotions had somewhere safe to land. I want you to hold that phrase. Your emotions had somewhere safe to land. Now I want to ask you something. Did yours? Many mothers loved deeply and still could not hold space. This is not a conversation about bad mothers. This is a conversation about limited capacity. When you cried, she said, stop crying. When you expressed hurt, she said, you're too sensitive. When you needed comfort, she said, I had it worse. When you expressed anger, she said, don't talk back. When you needed protection, she became overwhelmed. Now listen to this. A mother can provide food, shelter, sacrifice. She can work 2 jobs. She can go without so you can have. And still lack the emotional capacity to receive your pain. I want you to hear me again. Lack of capacity is not always lack of love, but lack of capacity still impacts the child. It still leaves a wound. What happens inside of that adult child? Guess what? This is where the wound follows. The adult child, the woman sitting with this right now, she learned something not from a lesson, but from experience. She learned to become hyper independent because asking for help felt dangerous. She learned to take care of everyone else's emotions because hers were never safe. She learned to be attracted to people who could not fully show up for her because emotional unavailability felt like home. She was not broken, she was just adapting. And her nervous system, her beautiful, exhausted nervous system learned this. My emotions are dangerous. My needs burden people. I have to hold myself alone. Return to that for a moment. Your nervous system did not malfunction. It adapted. It did exactly what it was designed to do. It learned the rules of the environment it was raised in. And now those rules live in your body, in your relationships, in the way you shrink when you need something, in the way you apologize for your pain. If this is landing for you, if you feel this in your body right now, I want you to stay with me, because what comes next is where the healing begins. Like this video and share it with a woman who needs these words today. How to heal within yourself. Healing does not begin when we are strong. It begins when something inside of us learns to endure. And healing from this wound, the mother wound, it does not begin by forcing your mother to become who she has never learned to be. It begins inside of you. So the first step to healing is to name what happened. Not she was a bad mother, but there were places she could not meet me emotionally. This is a most honest and a more honest beginning. Number 2, grieve. Grieve the missing experience. You're not grieving your mother. You are grieving the comfort you needed, the protection you deserved, the emotional safety you wanted and never received. Number 3, learn to hold space for yourself. Begin to ask, what emotions am I avoiding right now? What do I need in this moment? Can I stay with myself here? Number 4, stop arguing with reality. When did you learn that your safety could be sacrificed to preserve relationships? The wound often stays open, not because it is too deep to heal, but because we keep returning to negotiate with what was, asking the wound to rewrite itself. It cannot, but you can. So how do I have a relationship with my mother, you might be asking? Now I want to speak to something practical, because some of you are asking, what do I do now? Do I cut her off? Do I stay and keep hurting? You do not have to choose between cutting your mother off and abandoning yourself. So this is a third path, and it begins with an honest question. What is she actually capable of? Not what you wish she was capable of, not what you needed her to be when you were 7. What is she capable of right now in this relationship today? Ask yourself, what conversations are unsafe for me? What expectations are causing me pain? What versions of this relationship protects my peace? Perhaps healing looks like shorter conversations, less emotional dependency, boundaries around the topic that reopens the wound, accepting her limited capacity, and creating support someplace else. Let me say this clearly. Sometimes healing is learning how to love someone from a distance, required to protect yourself. This is not abandonment. This is wisdom. If your mother could not hold space for you, that was never proof you were too much. It was information about what she carried. Awakening begins inside the wound, but living happens beyond it. And now the work becomes this: learning to give yourself what you spent your life searching for. Return to your body, return to your breath, return to the signal you learned to override. You're not behind in healing. You are exactly where your journey asked you to be. Before I go, I want to ask you something. When Did you first realize your emotions didn't have a safe place to land? Leave your answer in the comments. I read every single one of them. Thank you so much. I appreciate you staying with me today. If this video touched something in you, like it, share it, and subscribe so we can continue to work together. Have a great and a magnificent night. My name is Lady Divine Essence, and I'll see you in the next video.